You shouldn't have come up with any trucker handles because we already know that you're going to be called Loaded Baked Potato.
That can't follow me around everywhere.
I think it will.
Want to ring the bell?
I'm taking it back. I'm taking them all back.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
I'm a loner, Daddy. Rebel.
I am the walrus.
Welcome to John Hates Movies. This is the podcast where my friends interrupt me from organizing my Pog collection to make me watch movies. This week's movie was a great one. But let's start it off here by introducing our panelists for the week. First, we have Eric Largent.
Tally ho.
We have Colin McMillan.
My name is Colin McMillan, and I hate truckers, sir.
We have Chris Arsenault.
I will now be known as Loaded Baked Potato.
James Barrup.
Breaker 19, come on.
And I am your host, John, of John Hates Movies. So,
the well-known podcast about movies.
Yeah.
Are you John of John Hates Movies?
That's right.
Why,
John
yes, I am.
Of John Hates Movies?
So, the movie in question is the fantastic, seminal Convoy.
Wait,
Hell
did you
yes.
say seminal?
Yes, seminal.
Oof.
Yep.
It's a little early for that kind of talk.
But yeah, Convoy.
Convoy!
Yeah, a song, a film,
A way of life.
a way of life. An entire 1970s awesomeness. Netflix gives it 3 1/4. Well, okay, 3 and an arm of a star. It's weird. It made it into the arm, but didn't quite make it into the leg, which is a little odd. Yeah.
Well, the arms
Just
of the
the
star. Yeah, the arms of the star are wider than the leg.
Right.
Usually, doesn't a
Had, like,
stroke
2
usually
phones.
affect like one entire side?
The synopsis is: when a defiant truck driver speeds through the 3 states with a corrupt cop in pursuit, a mile-long convoy of protesting truckers join him. It's starring Chris Christopherson, Ally McGraw,
Beautiful.
and Ernest Borgnine. Created by Sam Peckinpah. And before anybody brings this up, I just wanna say, on all of the movie posters, they lighten Ally McGraw's skin by 3 degrees.
And darken her hair.
yeah,
For real.
It's weird.
Whoa. That's fucking wrong.
She looks like an albino that had her hair, dyed black.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. I noticed that.
Yeah.
She's rather swarthy in the actual movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
But on the poster, she's pale as a ghost.
Well, apparently, in order to be a trucker love interest, you have to basically be Snow White. I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Which is pretty
truckers
weird.
like their women.
The most exotic you can get is dark hair.
No.
That's kind of pushing it.
In a second, we're going to have a rare treat. Chris is actually going to give us some other names other than Loaded Baked Potato. But one of my favorite things about Netflix is the section that says, more like Convoy. So you have Lady Truckers, Eat My Dust, Big Rig, Walking Tall, Grand Theft Auto.
Wait. Which Walking Tall? The old Walking
Yeah.
Tall?
Yeah, the old one.
Yep.
Nice.
Maximum Overdrive, The Hard Ride, Chrome and Hot Leather, and K911.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Wait, what?
All those because you watched
Our
suggestions
bullshit.
they're awesome.
Dude, they're fucking terrible.
I don't know, man. They're always
You
pretty
want-
much unrelated.
Yeah, for me.
Because that's what you want when you're looking for Turner and Hooch is the lesser Belushi.
Oh, God, I know. I think that there's a conspiracy to try to trick people into watching K911, so they associate it with other things, so that oh, man, I love Convoy. Oh, I didn't know that K911 is like that. And then you try to watch it, and then you just taste disappointment all night.
Well, to be fair, if you actually started out with "I love Convoy," you might be the demographic that K911 was aiming to hit.
I'm just muting you now.
Okay, so Chris, do you want to regale us with some trucker names?
Okay, and I'm gonna precurse this with saying that these are not all good.
Okay.
I was really bored today, so I have Big Red because I start out strong, then lose flavor. Fuck. All right, most of these are terrible. I really should have said that.
I guess that's like Jim Belushi.
Yeah. Another truck name you could be The Rock because you can't stop The Rock.
Okay.
Okay. The Solo, and you think that's because I masturbate a lot, but it's actually the sad truth is because I'm always all alone.
He's alone when he masturbates, which is the saddest thing of all.
And in that vein, as it were, Mature Ejaculation Man, which is also my superhero name, because I always come on time, and it's an important thing in shipping and trucking.
Yes. That's a long hand.
Wow.
Mature ejaculation, man. You got your ears on?
Mature Ejac.
I have...
Just say it. Just say it.
No. Okay, I was working on a joke, and I realized I never finished it.
Yeah, just say it.
My other one was going to be Dane Cook, because like Dane Cook, I think I'm funny.
Oh.
The other one was Stan, the truck driving man.
Okay. All right.
Wait for
And
it.
then my last one is Robot Jock, because that movie was awesome and only suffered from poor production value because it was 20 years ahead of its time. Today it would be the Pacific Rim of giant robot fighting foreign policy films.
Okay.
He really just wanted to put his Robot Jock's manifesto on.
James got me exactly. I only did that one for James.
Robot.
Kickstarter remake? I don't know.
There was a movie that I went and I saw in theaters, and it was basically over the top with robots. And now I can't, for the life of me,
Real
Recently,
Steel.
you're talking about Real
Oh,
Steel.
is that what I'm talking about?
Let's make some money.
Yeah.
That was one of our
Wolverine
glorious
with
Michigan
Rock'em Sock'em
movies.
robots.
Made in Michigan. Moving right along.
Moving right along. Diddly-diddly.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Okay. So,
What the fuck?
Even got a bear in the air.
I almost want to sing the song.
Oh, I know.
yeah, that song. Okay.
American treasure W.C. McCall.
I do want to tell you guys my trucker name because I thought about it very.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you my trucker name
Okay.
too.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. As speaking of trucker songs, has anyone heard of the song Phantom 309?
No.
I have not.
I've heard of it.
It's awesome. it's about a phantom truck driver that picks up a hitchhiker and takes him to the next town, but it turns out he's a ghost. He's the Phantom 309.
It's Large Marge, the song.
No. Phantom 309 is from like the 60s.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Phantom 309. Even though it's not original, I take it.
Oh. Okay. All right.
I'm taking
Okay.
it.
Fine. You have it. What about you, Colin? You
All
got
right,
a
good.
trucker name?
Well, I hadn't really given it much thought before today's wonderful podcast, so I'm just going to go with Giant, Beautiful, Glorious Penis.
Okay.
Do you have your hat on?
You never go out without your hat.
You get your ears on.
You got your ears on, big, giant, beautiful, glorious penis. Come on.
And
Come on now.
And he was saying my name was a mouthful.
Oh. What about you, James? You got a trucker name?
God.
Give me a second here.
Well, come on. How have you not
No.
thought about this
Yeah.
all week?
Because I didn't expect the obvious.
Yes.
The Spanish Inquisition?
Okay, so I'm going to go.
That's your trucker name?
No one expects that.
That would be
That would be a
appropriate
good.
because nobody
That
expects
would
me
be
to
a
be
good.
on time.
Wow, I didn't expect you'd show up. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
We could call you
Cool,
J.J.
cool.
Abrams
No.
because you're always lost.
Hey,
Ooh,
And
good lord. I would be Teddy Bear in reference to another trucker song called Teddy Bear. And if you haven't heard this song, I suggest that you check it
I
out.
actually do know what you're talking about.
Is it actually a
You're
song?
gonna have to explain it. You're gonna have to
Let's see.
explain it.
I've never heard
Okay,
the song,
I pulled up the lyrics, and it's one of those talky ones over music. So it's like,
Well, that's what truck songs are.
yeah. It's like, I was on the
tell a
outskirts
story.
of a southern town, trying to reach my destination before the sun went down. The old CB was blaring away on Channel 19 when there came a little boy's voice on the radio line.
Oh, no.
He said, break...
Yeah,
oh Lord.
that's what I thought. I don't actually know the song, but I knew it's this weird, creepy
That's
thing.
really
with, like,
creepy.
It's this story about this little boy who goes by the CB handle Teddy Bear, and his dad was a trucker and he died in a car accident, and he's got a degenerative disease that has taken his ability to walk away. So he
Good Lord.
sits on the CB all day and calls out to other truckers and sees if any of them can give him a ride in the cab for old time's sake.
That's so
God.
depressing. I don't even want to
And
say
then-
my trucker name
And
now.
then he got cancer.
And then you know the narrator of the song hears the boy's plea and he goes over to the boy's house, being like, I'm gonna help him. And then there's a whole line of truckers all waiting to, and I quote, ride Teddy Bear.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Wow. That's terrible, James. You just
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he lost his right to
Ruin podcast. I'm here to ruin your podcast. Fine, that would be my name, the spoiler, not because I give shit away, but because I ruin fucking talkie bits.
Yeah, you're the shitter.
That's my name. That's my trucker name, Plastic Dookie.
Oh Lord.
Well, James, to you I say, Duke
Oh
on.
my goodness.
So, John, what's your trucker name?
I was going to be Roctimus Rhyme, but
Oh,
Oh, that's great. That's
I
great.
love it.
By the way, you can cut out that whole teddy bear shit.
Edit that out, right?
Oh, so you give him the right.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I'm encouraging him. Please.
please cut out that. All right, so let's actually talk about the movie.
Yes.
All
Let's.
right. Ah, ruin our fun.
I have to say that this movie makes me. I actually have jokes.
Let us know when they start.
Oh, ouch. The steam, the wind from my sails.
Poof.
Anyway, I was going to say that this movie made me miss the low-budget goodness of Sharknado. If Sharknado was made with the equivalent budget of Convoy, or better yet, if they made Sharknado Convoy, a group of truckers battles sharks, unionization, and the law.
Ooh, I'd watch that movie. I'll tell you, I have some good, solid Simpsons memories of that song. So
Yeah.
I hated it. It's fucking awful.
Come on.
Yeah.
whoa,
Oh, God, I hate
really?
this movie.
Wow. Oh man, I think this is going to be a divisive podcast.
It is. It is.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe people
Yeah.
are like,
I had a great
And-
time. I had a great time with it.
I think
Oh.
every single
loved it.
dollar of that $12 million was spent well.
okay, so like,
Yeah, kick us
Okay,
off,
hold
James.
on. It was a $12 million budget.
Yeah, back in
Yeah,
78.
it was a
I'd
$12
like
million,
to put that-
and it made $45 million.
That's
whoa.
astonishing.
It was the
I'll-
most successful movie of Sam Peckinpah's career.
Wow, that's not saying too much,
Damn.
but evidently. But I would like to put that into perspective. $12 million was also the highest budget of the time in '85 when Kurosawa made Ran.
Wow.
$12 million produced Ran, a phenomenal movie. It also produced Convoy. I'm just saying, $12 million can go very wrong,
it can go any which way.
but loose.
Yep. See, that's the one thing that I really bemoan the lack of orangutans in this movie.
It really seemed like an orangutan kind of
Yeah.
movie.
I think, yeah, the really
It had Polly from Rocky. What more do you
exactly
need?
what I
That's who that
said.
was.
I'm like, oh my god, it's Polly. Who? Polly from Rocky.
Yep. I still yet to see a single Rocky, but
What fucking?
Oh,
That's
well.
yeah, they were
Hurts
on
me
Netflix for a while
my,
there too. So, but
thing.
okay, yeah, I said I didn't like it. So a little bit of trivia: the song came out in '75. The movie came out in '78.
Yeah.
They rewrote
The movie's
song.
about the song.
Yeah, it's
They
like it
actually
follows the
rewrote
song exactly,
song,
Yeah.
pretty much
to
as
be a
much
little
as it
bit
can.
more crass for the movie, apparently. Or I believe that the way it was with saltier lyrics for the movie.
Huh. Interesting. But it's just so unique. It speaks to the time, really, because I can't think of any song nowadays that, like, gets a hold of the culture, so strongly that it holds on for 3 fucking years and then produces a movie out of it.
Trying to think of any other songs.
There's
that
going to be a
produced
Blurred
movies.
Lines movie next year, James.
Bullshit.
I'd watch that.
You know you
Beetlejuice
want
2?
it.
I wouldn't.
You know you want it. It's a pretty dark movie.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's called 50 Shades
Oh,
of Grey,
man.
isn't it?
No, it's called You Know You Want It.
So
and it's-
what you're saying, James, is that this was really the pioneer of the music video, and then they decided it should only be the length of the song.
Yeah, after they saw the Travis.
Well,
that was
look, we
on
had some
screen.
great fun, boys, but we really need to shorten this a little, pull it in a little tighter.
Chris Christopherson, he was fucking skinny.
Oh my God, he was skinny.
He was skinny. His eyes were like super tiny and sunk in, but like despite that, I mean, he was still kind of good looking. I mean, he had the rugged good looks, I guess you could say.
I'll
They
save
really
my
did
I'll
make
save my
excuses
comments
to
for when
have
I get
him.
to my notes because like my notes get a little
A
detailed.
little salty.
Mine are pretty sparse, but I'm saving mine
All
as
right.
Yeah,
well.
so he's incredibly lean, but like really cut. It's insane. He spends most of the movie with his shirt off, which was like, what
Did
the
seem
fuck?
that way. That's
Yeah.
also what's on the posters.
He spends a lot of time thinking about shit. Like, there's a whole fuckload of that. I mean, later on in the movie when like, people are coming up to him and are like, what's this protest about? And he's like, I don't think I know what I'm doing. I'm like, yeah, I really believe that.
Okay, so I gotta say something because this is what's funny. My notes are on the subject matter overall and not specific points of the movie, but it's reminding me the waitress at the diner. She just had this like.
Oh, that was the saddest sex scene ever
that
put to
seriously
film.
like
Yeah, that was really depressing.
I'm going to let you fuck me so my kid won't die. That was that was the expression she was giving him like the whole time.
Yeah,
It was
that was
fucked
uncomfortable.
up.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, I understand what they were going for, but that actress, like, ugh.
Sucked.
Yeah, she felt like she was in the Sultan's
Plus, I was
chamber.
and her whole that whole thing. Like, I was getting the feeling like it was going to be like, oh, she's going to turn out to be like Wallace's
sheriff's, yeah.
wife or something, and she is feeling guilty about it. But no, apparently she just really didn't want to have sex with him, but had to have sex with him because it's his birthday.
My guess is she really needed a paycheck, and this is the only way that she could get a paycheck in Convoy.
Okay.
You're talking about the actress?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
well,
I
see, we're
thought-
not
I
talking about
thought
the
he
actress.
was
We're talking about the character.
Yeah, but I mean,
I thought he was implying she was hooking. But
I was
like,
saying that
his
probably
birthday-
doing the scene fucked her up, and she was like, God, I'm so depressed that my life has come to the point where I have to do a sex scene in order to get a
They
paycheck.
really didn't do a sex scene though. There was nothing really
Yeah,
there.
it wasn't
I'm
like
just saying
it
that
wasn't
was
really
pathetic. Or maybe it
was just-
maybe there was supposed to be a sex.
She also really sucks at wrapping herself. That was a pretty shitty job. Come on.
Although
Where's
it's
quality?
possible there was a sex scene that got cut because it was too depressing.
Oh man.
It was all in all depressing, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's a testament to how bad the actress was, or whether or not something was being portrayed there that maybe
got cut
we
out.
missed,
just aren't-
yeah.
or we're not used to seeing in movies.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, this is just gonna be random thoughts for me about the movie. The movie was very conservative.
As many
Like,
non
it
sequiturs
had,
as
like-
possible, please.
Yeah, okay. Oh, you're gonna get them.
Okay.
More absurd. More
Yeah.
absurd.
No, like I feel like
Dial it
I feel
up.
like no, this is like a serious point. I feel like the movie had like this extremely like conservative subtext or like tone to it. Like I know when like the first hint I got of it was when they were the sheriff and the main truck driver Rubber Duck met for the first met on screen for the first time, and they were like, "Yeah, you're gonna be working for us next year," and he's like, "Oh, I'm not part of the union. I'm independent." And then the sheriff's like, "Well, that's one thing we got in common," and he's like, "Two, there's not much left of us," bemoaning the fact that people are getting unionized.
Yeah, what's the deal with truck tires? Sorry, I just
Good non sequitur.
Yeah, I just needed to
Bring a little levity to it. And then like when he's driving and he's interviewing with the guy and he's like, "Oh, the mayor wants to talk to you," and he's like, "Do I have a choice?" And then like death glare, those goddamn government, even if I want to get away, he's gonna government all in my face. I don't know.
Because when you think about conservatives, you certainly don't think of blue collar trucker.
No, I mean, certainly you do, and certainly you think of country music. I felt like this had a very conservative undertone. I'm not sure. Maybe I was imagining.
No, you weren't.
Okay, yeah. It seemed about like...
I can see it.
It just didn't
Like,
depress
the
me.
anti-union
Like,
sentiment.
it's just how it is.
Yeah. No, it didn't depress me either. It seemed like it was like, it just... very strong on the pro-freedom, anti-government, leave me alone. Well, not anti-government, just pro-government, leave me alone. Type of message going on there. My favorite part of the movie was when they're driving down and they got the song going on and they go, "They even got a bear in the air," and then it cuts to the dude in his truck and he goes, "They got a bear in the air."
Yeah.
It's like he heard it on the radio and then looked up and was like, "Oh my god!"
Whoa, the radio guy's right. They got a bear in the air. Most of the CB jargon was like fucking ridiculous.
Come on.
It's like,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
do
But
some
you
more...
know that everybody
Well,
in the 70s was talking.
oh, totally.
Like when this movie came out, everybody was. This was the Austin Powers.
Oh, absolutely.
Of
Yep.
Yeah, and that's not what I'm getting at. I'm getting at
yeah.
like it was like exposition, more exposition. Let's go back to that exposition. Have we covered that exposition yet? Let's cut back to the trucks driving and more exposition. Like, we'll repeat the same line over and over and over and over again, The last thing I will say, what was with, like, the Mack truck ballet sequence when they were, like, driving through the dust?
I liked it. I thought that was awesome.
I did too.
I was like, what the fuck is this?
Well, have you ever seen that dust, like, in the Southwest where it's like, it's really like the dust is talc powder?
Yeah, that shit's cool, but I mean, in the age of YouTube, like, it kind of loses its luster.
I thought it still looked
It
great.
was a mobile smoke show.
Yeah, it's a smoke show. So, who's up next here?
I think Eric should
Yeah.
go because I know that he's got a lot.
I don't have a lot. So I was making fun of James for non sequiturs, but what you're about to get out of me is a lot of non sequiturs because I just started writing shit down when like I was just typing shit into my phone while I was watching the movie. So first note, right off the bat. That's the duck from Death Proof.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, the duck on the front of his grill is the duck from Death Proof.
I thought that his hood ornament was cool looking.
Yeah,
That's like the only cool looking thing in the movie.
From Death Proof, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's probably going to be the most sober note that we get here. The next note, Christopherson is fucking cool.
Yeah,
That's true, though.
That's true, shitbird.
Okay, next note. Lot lizards used to look way better in the 70s.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh.
Okay, note number 4. Even when the truckers aren't in trucks, they still talk like they're on CBs.
Come on.
All right, note number 5. I'm in love with Christopherson's beautiful blue eyes.
God, man, they're
Tiny,
so
though.
captivating,
They're like the
man.
crazy Swayze eyes.
Okay,
I like Swayze too.
Me too.
Ghost ride your truck.
Next note. Did anybody else? So there was the fight scene in the bar.
Yeah.
Oh my
Lots
god!
of slow motion.
Right. The thing I had, the note I had for that is a quote that I imagined from The Cook. I think everybody here has watched the Last Airbender cartoon.
Yeah.
My cabbages. Because
there was an excessive amount of slow motion.
Oh, there was an excessive amount of
I love the fact that they dubbed the voices over it, and it's fairly obvious that the actors weren't quite sure what to say. Like, I think there's one point when the actor who plays Polly literally voices over,
Yeah. You know what I noticed about that yes, there's that. Like, everybody sounds like they just got finished in about a street fight. But like, what I noticed about that about halfway through, because that was a really long, slow
Yes, it was.
fight scene, is there's 3 cops
Yeah.
and about 17 truckers.
Right,
Yeah.
and the cops are
And these
holding
truckers
their
are
own.
getting fucking wrecked.
Yeah.
Those are like super cops.
I know. I mean, even though they lose the fight in the end and you're rooting for them, like, these truckers, they got the shit kicked out of them.
Yep.
Like, a lot. It took all of them, and the entire bar is literally destroyed. Like, all of it. Chris Christopherson just kind of spends most of the fight doing a barrel roll. And like, I mean, literally, like, trying to get up, like he's really, really, really intoxicated. You know, and like, at the end, you know, they get him finally, and it's like, yeah, go truckers! And then you think, man, those guys really blow. They suck.
Yeah, I think it's because you had average, normal-looking trucker, you know, who was actually supposed to probably be played by somebody like Dolph Lundgren. So they kept on commenting in the voiceover about how big and unstoppable he was.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Okay, next note. Fuck the police. All right, next note. We got a big ass convoy. Okay, next note. They're doing their runaway and they're driving through the town. I wrote this. Don't hold it against me.
It's only my words and my thoughts. Put to phone.
No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it though.
Okay.
Good idea.
Just cut that part out, John, please. Thank
Well, if
you.
you're going to cut it out, say it anyway, because now I want to know.
John, do you promise to cut this out?
I promise to cut it out.
All right, it just says who let the
Oh, that's staying in.
Come on.
Okay.
He reached in the joke hole and there was a badger living there and it bit him. You're right. Oh, God.
Come on, my guys. Okay, next note. I don't know when this is from, but it says that dirty cop should have died in that crash.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the one where he flies through the billboard and into the chicken coop.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Next note. You got your ears on, good buddy. Next note. LOL, that cop hates truckers.
It took you that far into the movie to figure that out?
You had to say it like 3 times.
Yeah.
Next note. That shot with all the trucks in the desert and the dust is pretty fucking cool. Now I'm just making comments to myself here. Next note, Christopherson, please never put your shirt back on.
And then he doesn't.
Yes.
Next note, they say that Christopherson's like, okay, I've got a straight shot to the border, boys. And the next thing they do is drive a curvy road through the mountains. Next note, Pigpen wants Big Nasty to slip in the back door. So Pigpen is the guy that's holding up the rear because he's got a pig and it stinks.
Right.
And Big Nasty is like, hey, can I join your thing? And Pigpen's like, yeah, slip in the back door, Big Nasty.
Yeah.
Okay. Next.
I'm going to save that one for the club.
Next note. No shirt. So apparently Christopherson put a shirt back on there.
Yeah, she gave him a clean shirt.
Next note. Holy shit, flying bear. Bear is flying.
There's a bear in the air.
How can that be?
Next note. Rubber ducks got them shitting their pants. I don't know what that meant. I'm just going to run through these quick because I don't think these are all funny. Oh, next note. Holy shit, there's still 45 minutes left. Next note. Trucker group showers are sexy.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh my
That
God,
was so
yeah.
weird.
Is there something you want to tell us?
Yeah.
I mean, is there something we should know?
No.
Because that one trucker was pretty old.
Yeah.
Had no teeth. It's not your preference I'm questioning, it's your taste.
Yeah.
You could get much more attractive men than that. Don't sell yourself short.
My taste can be up for question anytime. I don't claim to have good taste. Next note. All this governor shit is really dumb.
Yep.
Amen.
Next note, holy shit, still 30 more minutes. Next note, the truckers are lost and forlorn. Rubber duck, more like rubber dick.
Why does it always have to be you? Yet again, we get that trope.
No, I want you to say that how I know you said that in the moment. Rubber duck, more like rubber dick. Say it.
No, you just said it. I said it too. Next shit, holy shit, next note. Next note, holy shit, the boys are back in town. Next note, downshift, motherfucker. I have no idea what that means. Next note, the PBR truck is appropriate. I'm drinking PBR.
I was eating ice cream. How convenient.
I was eating a live pig.
Next note, Polly hauling, like from Rocky. Like the side of his truck says Polly hauling.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Next
Nice
note,
reference.
I'm so glad my dad was a trucker. Wow, so fucking cool. So that's a true story, kids. My dad was a trucker.
Yep.
All right, moving on. The Jesus freaks are fucked on acid or something.
Yeah.
Next note. Love Machine has a heart tattooed on his hand. Coincidence?
Oh.
Maybe he should be the trucker known as Solo.
Next note. Holy fuck, this movie isn't over yet. Next note. I think one time my dad was speeding and the governor called in the National Guard on him. Wow, what a badass.
That's a great fucking joke.
I just want this to devolve into a whole list of things about your dad. You guys, my dad was awesome.
Did you
I'm
really
gonna
call my
him.
dad?
What? Why did you expect so much of me?
All right, last note. Quick, arrest the unruly truckers at the trucker funeral. You and I are merely mortal, but the convoy will never die.
Wow.
So
That was
that's
surprisingly lucid.
Yep.
Yeah.
so those are my thoughts on the movie.
That's pretty stellar, I gotta admit.
Rubber Duck's one move is to drive into the shit. That's
Yeah.
like his one move.
It's a pretty
well,
good
it's-
move.
One trick pony, just good trick.
Yep.
Right, like fucking E-Honda, where you just belly flop on people the entire time. They can't do
Oh,
anything
yeah.
about it.
Yep.
Yeah, I have to admit my notes and my commentary on this are actually much more straight.
Get to it.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
So, start off with the story has the public trying to make this.
Chris is trying to read his handwriting.
Wow.
Like a mag light or some shit.
He still can't read it. He's got it right up to his face.
Well, okay, hold on. Let me pull up the Facebook and let me get you started.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, really. Like I could read
I'm
what
sorry.
you wrote on when you posted it on Facebook.
I was troubled with one word.
Okay.
All right, so the public make this idealistic political stand out of what was in actuality a bar brawl and resisting arrest.
Yeah.
That's the premise of the entire movie, essentially, right?
Yes.
Now, from
Yeah.
one perspective. Then we have, outside that, we have this film trying to jump on the everyman folk hero bandwagon, right?
Right.
So what it's trying to do is live up to the equivalent of Smokey and the Bandit, but it feels worse than Smokey and the Bandit 3. Because where Smokey and the Bandit was enjoyable because it was the premise was it was all a joke. It was, to win the money. It was a bet, right?
Yes.
And
It's to get
no one
beer
really
across
got
state lines.
right. No one really got hurt except for Buford T. Justice's pride.
Right. And his car.
Eastbound and down.
And his
Rolling
car.
up and trucking.
And so in this movie, we have Ernest Borgnine as what actually was a really excellent asshole cop.
Oh, yeah, he was good.
Well, he's a great asshole.
He was no Jackie Gleason.
Dadgummit.
Jackie Gleason was fucking phenomenal.
Dadgummit.
You know, he was that stereotypical jackass cop,
Well,
I'm going to get my man kind of thing.
Ernest Borgnine didn't have like a sidekick to play off of either.
True. But by the end of the film, you almost feel bad for Wallace, who was played by Borgnine, Sheriff Wallace, because
Dirty Lyle.
he is starting to see how out of hand things got. Like, especially near the end when Spider Mike is arrested and they beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Like, you can see the characters at this point where it's like, he feels bad, but it's like, I have to just keep going through these motions and get this sorted out.
There's a lot of deep sadness in this movie.
Oh,
There
yeah.
is a terrible. So this is the point where the movie turns from this weird pseudo action adventure comedy into this social drama. And if there's one thing I can't stand is having a hokey story that can't seem to commit to a genre go further by trying to teach me a lesson through the corruption of good old boy cops and civil disobedience accidentally perpetrated by a group of truckers on the run from the law.
I'm with you there.
Nothing I hate more.
You get that a lot?
All right,
You
so
know-
the film- What?
Okay, I want to ask this because this is a point that I was like really unclear on.
Sure.
At the end of the movie, when they're doing the funeral, and the governor's like, "I'm going to take your message all the way to Washington D.C."
Yeah.
What message?
Exactly.
They never-
Exactly.
There was no message.
And that's part of this, too. Because the film starts out as a melancholy comedy. It segues into this social commentary on the corruption of police officers. The corruption of public office.
Yeah.
And that's in regards to the way the police officers were acting, to the truckers, how they're acting towards the minorities, and the governor abusing this whole situation as a PR stunt to get reelected.
Yep.
Right.
With absolutely no message, no motive from the actual truckers. The whole thing was, essentially a farce to begin with, but he was going to abuse it into the best way he could see. So it goes from that into a failure to reach the epicness of Vanishing Point when the duck suicide runs the bridge. So in the end, I didn't care about the duck. Fuck the duck. The film wanted you to relate to and care about all of the characters, not just the duck, not just the chick, not, just Wallace, all of the characters. That's why, like I said, they show a little bit of depth to each of them, but they inevitably fail because you just can't like any of them because in one way or another, they were all in the wrong.
Well, I don't know. Chris has those eyes.
So
They're so
he left his shirt off
dreamy.
for a long
So
time.
in summation, this is my final statement on this. Smokey did it better by sticking to comedy. Vanishing Point did it better by making Kowalski likable.
So what about you, Colin? Can you where are you at on this?
I've tried to keep my opinions in and let the other
Colin.
let the other fellas get theirs out. But
Colin, was your dad a truck driver too?
no, he was a union negotiator.
There ain't much of us left.
Okay, so I mean, I feel like I should remind all you guys that this movie was made in the 70s.
Yeah.
Everybody had a fucking bad haircut in the 70s. They didn't write roles for women in the 70s. Unless you were Woody Allen and now, he's come out the other side to be some kind of psycho. In the 70s, this Ally McGraw or Black Widow, that's the best women could hope for in a movie. And I think that the problems that you guys have with Convoy is it's guilty of nothing but being indicative of the time it was made. And there are problems with things that are made in the 70s or things that were made before the civil rights movement, for instance. Like Dumbo, which one of these days I'm going to make y'all watch and you're going to hate it.
Oh, I fucking love Dumbo.
Oh my God.
I hate Dumbo.
You're a strange person then.
Even when I was a kid, that movie weirded me
It's
out.
creepy.
I
It's
loved it.
creepy as fuck.
It's
The
there's
pink
something-
elephants.
Oh,
Pink
well,
elephants.
I
is
would
awesome.
watch that
that's
part
not
on
even the
repeat.
worst, man. That's not even the worst. The
Yeah.
worst for me is Baby Mine. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
Of the
Oh
whole
god,
bad.
yeah.
And not just
That's a bad
it's
movie.
sad. It's a fucked up movie. But
Yeah.
Convoy, I don't know what you guys' problem with Convoy is. Okay, when Eric picked Convoy last week, I was like, I hate Eric so much. I don't want to be his friend anymore. He's making me watch Convoy, and I am upset with that about that because I'd only ever heard the song before, and I was like, this song is stupid and dumb, and anybody that likes it or wrote it the song was like a joke at the movie theater I worked at because they played it as part of the like songs for movies soundtrack that they played.
Songs that made movies.
Right? Yeah.
Fuck.
Who knew? So, like, Convoy would play, and we would, all of us miserable employees would sing it to each other for just a sort of a moment's ironic reprieve from our existence. But
I hope you still don't hate me, Colin.
no, because I loved this movie. And
Awesome, good.
I thought
Good,
it
thank
was
you.
fucking great. And it was really fun. But, I was dreading it. When we watched The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, I watched that shit on like the day after it was assigned. But this one, I waited until 2 days beforehand, which is a long time for me. I like to get things done early. And I put it on, and I was like, oh, God, this, and then, like, 10 minutes in, I was like, I kind of like this, actually. This is kind of fun. And then I was like, I'm enjoying this movie. And then about a half hour, and I was like, no, I seriously actually like this movie. I'm going to tell people that it's good. But there are some things that I want to say about it. That, according to Netflix, unless I can't read, they rated this movie PG. But this movie has tits and explosions and tank fire and and lots of swearing. And I guess PG, like the 70s was just a glorious time for movie ratings because it was like, well, kids should probably talk to their parents about the sex, so we'll call it parental guidance suggested. And I mean, so that sort of stood out to me right away as I was like, they need to kind of rewrite this because this is a little bit, I feel like it's a little stronger than a PG rating.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I don't think the
mass trucker shower.
Yeah, tidy whities for everyone. Maybe I don't know how long into the movie, but around about the first time when you was mentioned earlier when Dirty Lyle should have been dead. You got this whole chase scene where Dirty Lyle steals these stoners' car, and this whole thing was just kind of like ridiculous to start, and you've had banjo music through the fight scene, and then, he's driving this, like, muscle car, chasing these truckers. He ends up launching off a ramp through a billboard, and, like, the only thing that didn't happen in that entire sequence is Dirty Lyle never threw his hat on the ground and went, oh, shit! Or
the car didn't go beep 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 beep.
And suddenly, I just had so much insight into seasons 3 through 10 of The Simpsons because pretty much everything they ever made fun of is in this movie. Like I was like, wow, okay, so The Simpsons writers just sat down, and got high, and watched Convoy, and then like wrote 6 seasons worth of comedy out of this movie. That really.
Yeah, can I butt in real quick? And my only exposure to this song before I heard it somewhere, I don't know, it was, on the radio or something, was from a Simpsons episode where Bart got the
Bart goes
radio
down the well.
FM mic. Yep. And they sing it on the commercial. But I always thought that the song was like pretty bitchin' and badass, because the only reference I had was a little kid singing it.
Now Colin
and then
hates
I heard
you.
it. Well, then I heard it on like the radio, and the chorus, which could be sung by like a power ballad dude, is actually sung by like a choir of like women. It's like the pansiest ass like chorus I've ever heard in like a Deep Balls and Trucker song.
Bear in the air.
We got a great big convoy riding to meow 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 meow.
Yeah,
Edumacation.
Like the song is sort of like its own little animal, and it's also kind of indicative of the times because I also postulate that in the 70s, really nobody knew what they were doing.
Everyone was on drugs. Everyone was on drugs all the time.
And that's something that you guys have also brought up that I think you're kind of forgetting is like this whole like they didn't even have a message. It's like, well, yeah, that's what the 70s was all about, and this sort of happened. No, it was. It was like, we're protesting. Yeah. What are you protesting? We're protesting for peace and love. Well, who are you against? Nobody.
Well, no. The whole thing was that the governor was trying to push this message that didn't exist because there was never anything that they were fighting for. He was literally claiming there was something that there wasn't.
Yeah, but that's the point of that character.
You're saying that we're all missing the point, and that we're missing that it's from the 70s or whatever. But I must put it up against two other fantastic 70s films that it falls very short of.
Yeah, but I never saw those movies, so I just ignored that one. So
I would say maybe what Colin is saying is that Convoy is more in the zeitgeist of the 70s.
I'm reserving judgment on your taste, the movies that you like, because apparently our tastes don't match up very much.
"Quote unquote" good movies.
Yeah. But what I think with the governor and all that thing is this is another thing from the 70s. This is the suit trying to make money off of like the quote unquote real people. And so that's what's going on. Is they're trying to do something and they don't really know what they're doing, but everybody's on board and they've got this really special magical thing. And what are we doing? We don't know, but we're all doing it together. And then Nixon comes along and wants to make money off of it or whatever. It's like every guy in a suit is basically fucking Nixon in that time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's like they're like, hey, all these truckers, man, oops, we fucked up, but now we're doing this. We're on this grand adventure, and everyone gets to come along and fuck Nixon. Am I right? I think that, I mean, now, like, I'm not going to tell you that, you've got, like, some really deep, meaningful, compelling story in that thing with the governor. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's just sort of like a thing that they put in there. It's like, but the suits want to get on board, too, and, I don't know what you call it, like, profit off of it or whatever. But, like, I think that, I think that the point is that he's trying to make it a thing when it's not really a thing. I think.
No, I agree with that. That is the entire point of that character.
Right.
I agree with that wholly, but I still think it was a terrible movie. No, let me put it this way. You are right. There are a lot of points and a lot of things said and done in this movie. I think the execution is just really bad.
Well,
I thought it was a well-done movie.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I think there were some pseudo messages that they're pushing that I think were just kind of half-assed.
Yeah, but like the messages,
because it's just trying to throw a bunch of stuff into this movie. It's like, hey, we can throw in, racism is bad. Let's throw that in there for half a minute. Let's not trust the government. That's bad. Let's throw that in there half a minute.
Yeah, but all that stuff was pointless. It's a movie about truckers.
Totally
getting in fights with cops.
I guess I'm not
or
really sure.
Is it?
I'm not. No, it is. I'm not really sure what your expectation of Convoy was. I feel like you really expected to grow from this experience, and when it let you down, you felt betrayed or something. But I mean, this is a movie about Chris Christopherson not wearing a shirt, and it did that pretty well.
If that's what it is, that's what it is. That it did that incredibly well.
I gained a whole new level of admiration for my father.
Yeah.
Wow. What a fucking.
That's actually pretty deep.
How's he look without a shirt, though? I mean.
Oh, my dad looks great without a shirt on.
Nice.
I've met his dad. He's right.
One thing I was pretty disappointed in. So, like, the first hour of this movie, between the fight scene in the bar and the shower scene, they never stop. So I don't know how much gas is in those trucks.
Yeah, seriously.
I was wondering that too. I was like, wow.
One thing. If you know truckers, you know about trucker bombs. And I didn't see a single trucker bomb in this whole movie. Does anybody else know what a trucker bomb is?
I'm pretty sure.
A liter bottle full of urine and feces?
Yeah.
It's just a guess, if you can believe that.
It's a gallon jug with urine in it that they just throw out the window.
That's terrible.
So I had a couple more things.
Go.
I mean, like it was the racism angles mentioned, and it's not really a thing up here, but in the South, boy is a racist term.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, I thought that was worth mentioning because it's really not widely used anymore. But that's all that Dirty Lyle ever calls Spider Mike. He calls him boy in every scene. So I thought that was interesting. And I mean, I guess, I don't know, I just thought it was worth mentioning. I will say, though, this is a movie where things just sort of happen kind of inexplicably.
Yeah.
For instance, Dirty Lyle's apparent ability to teleport and materialize heavy artillery kind of out of nowhere. Like, he crashes and he seems like he really ought to be hospitalized. And then suddenly he's got a whole other squadron of guys that just sort of come out of nowhere. And then after they all get trashed, and there were some very seriously glorious, like, cars turning over or going off a cliff or exploding or whatever, sort of the classic stuff that they lampoon in Family Guy and Simpsons and stuff like that. And then he comes back and next he's got like a fucking winged steed and a harpoon gun or something, and then he's got a goddamn tank, and then he's in space,
Space cop.
There's a bear in the space.
There's a bear. They even got a bear in space. It's a bear satellite looking down and tracking him. Yeah, okay.
So I don't know. I didn't expect Convoy to be so divisive. I really enjoyed it. One of my favorite little things that is in there is actually that exchange of dialogue where she says, "Why has it always got to be you?" And he says, "I don't know." And I just thought that was a really honest moment for that character where he's like, "I don't know. This is me. This is who I am." And I got no explanation for you. I liked that moment a lot.
Yeah, and he was being honest about that stuff the whole movie. It's like, well, I've got no agenda here. I don't know why everybody's following
I'm
me.
running for my life. I'm just in front.
Yeah, I'm just in front. They're not following me. I'm just in front. That was a good line too.
Yeah, I thought Rubber Duck had a lot of good lines, and Rubber Duck is clearly a good guy, but he's not really out. He's not out to make a point or a statement or change the world. He just wants to take care of the people that he cares about. And, other than that, he just kind of wants to be left alone.
I was like agreeing with you, but then I thought, and I was like, who exactly are these people though that he cares about? Is it just like Pigpen and Spider Mike?
Yeah, Spider Mike. Yeah,
okay.
Pretty much like those are his bros, and the rest of the guys like
the Trucker Brotherhood.
Yeah, they're part of the Trucker Brotherhood. But when push comes to shove, it's the guys who he's really close with that he'll go for, and the people that follow him. That's really great. But like, if Spider Mike needs him or Pigpen needs him, like he's gonna go. And I liked the character of Rubber Duck. He may not have like a big impact on the world, but I thought he was a pretty legit, genuine guy. I thought Chris Christopherson did a good job playing the role.
Yeah, I think Christopherson Christopherson should have been in more movies.
I agree.
Because he's a good actor.
I agree. I thought he was good.
I like him.
I agree too. Shitbird.
My last little thought is when Dirty Lyle and the cop who hates truckers, sir. What a glorious moment, by the way.
That was a fantastic line. I just gotta say,
my name's Bill Buckman, and I hate truckers, sir. And then it's like Spider Mike and Pigpen, who up to then seemed like just sort of like honest, good-natured rapscallions, then basically try to murder these two men between their trucks. And I'm watching that scene, and it's like goofy chase music is playing, and they're like, "Oh, ho, 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 it's a hootenanny," and I'm like, I am fucking terrified.
That's what I meant by the poor execution. It crossed over from this is a comedy, everybody will be okay, to let's have a message.
I agree with you there.
Or
maybe not with the message thing, but
well, I just mean like it jumped from trying to be like a serious to a comedy, like I said, and trying to do this and trying to do that. It just was all over the place. It wasn't any one thing, and that bothered me. That's really my allusion to Smokey and the Bandit. It was a comedy. They stuck to comedy. If this movie had started out and was at least more, I don't know, less action adventure and more drama or something. I think, honestly, if you seriously have not seen Smoking the Vanishing Point, I am going to cry a little bit.
I haven't seen
Vanishing
either
I
movie.
haven't seen either of them. And I'm pretty
Vanishing
sure you're
Point-
going to suggest one of them if you win the game today. So.
I don't think either of them are actually on.
Yeah.
I would, but Vanishing Point is essentially existentialism.
Did you say
I
it's...
hate existentialism.
Yeah, it sounds awful.
It's a long, drawn-out movie, and very much in the same vein as Rubber Duck. He's not going towards anything or doing, he has his destination, but it's not like he has a driving force behind him. He's just doing it, and everyone gets behind him because he becomes this, because of the radio, because of the CB, becomes this, everyone knows he's up to this and wants him to, come out on top. Everyone wants to see a hero, wants the underdog to win, but there's nothing really to be rooting for. And in the end, Suicide runs into two giant bulldozers, except Kowalski fucking dies, because that's what happens when you do stupid shit like that.
I did think that the twist at the end of Convoy was a little like, first of all, it gets to the scene, the final barricade climax, and
Which was ridiculous in its own right.
yeah, but I'm going, wow, I felt like Gwyneth Paltrow. I was like, that was so violent. I was having a great time, and then it did sort of like become a different movie suddenly, where like the forlorn love interest is like, don't be a fool, and he's like, I gotta
Billy, don't be a hero.
I gotta do this thing.
It's always you.
It's always me. And then he explodes and goes over the bridge and drowns and like dies every way you can think of. And,
But doesn't.
And
Rubber ducks can swim. Quack,
Cool, we
quack.
pulled one over in that dirty old sheriff.
And then we immediately told him.
Come on.
yeah, and then we just
It's trucker
let
luck.
the cat out of the bag. Yeah, I mean, it sort of took this weird turn, and I will say everything that happens in that little sequence, like from the part where the convoy is blocked by like kids in a ice cream truck to the giant explosion. It's like it was like the end of American Psycho, where suddenly you're like, wait, I thought this movie took place in the real world. And then it doesn't. But even that that aside, though, I actually really enjoyed Convoy, so I'm not mad at Eric anymore.
Well,
Thank you. Apology accepted.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't actually. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
So this is pretty interesting here because on one side we have Eric basically reconnecting with the memory of his father, and
My dad's still alive.
I didn't say he was dead.
We know it's
alive.
we know
He's
it's
not a
hard to
trucker
accept.
anymore.
You know it's hard to accept. What he did for those guys on
Yeah,
that bridge.
yeah, it was great.
He's just not a trucker. He's still alive. He's just not a trucker
Yes,
anymore.
in
Yeah,
our
oh,
hearts,
he's
he is
alive to
alive.
us too. And and then we have Colin reconnecting with the memory of Eric.
It's a movie about redemption, really.
Yeah. John, you can settle the score. We're 2 for 2 likes and dislikes here.
Yep.
See, that's the problem.
Oh, no.
He's ambivalent.
I'm split.
He didn't watch it.
I'm split. No, I did watch the movie. I actually watched it today during the first part of work, and I gotta say,
That must be nice.
I was it was a very fast hour and 45 minutes, which was a little bit surprising. I mean, it was surprising that it was hour and 45 minutes long. I thought that the movie really probably could have ended at the after
After they left
Dirty
the bar.
Lau goes after Dirty Lau goes through that, Dukes of Hazzard, get, throws his head. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of points where this movie could have ended, and it was really schizophrenic. There were parts that I just kind of like straight up like tuned out because they were just like, I just didn't even give a shit. I didn't give a shit about any of the governor's stuff. I don't know. I really honestly don't know what to say about this movie. I think there's parts of it that are actually really great. And there's parts of it that I was watching and I was like, oh my God, the 70s are awesome. I want to go to there. Can I have a time travel machine, please? Because I too want to be like without direction and on all the drugs.
Heck yes.
Yeah. or just actually, I think what it comes down to is that the parts where people didn't look depressed, tired, and worn the fuck out, everybody looked like they were having a wonderful time. And it oscillated between those two things. Like in the 70s, that's all you got. Either people were like,
well, it's highs and hangovers.
Yeah, it was like the mask slowly slipped off, and you got to see behind the curtain, and you get to see that a lot in Convoy. Like, there's parts where the actors in this just look fucking tired, And then there's other parts where they're like, hey, the Loons have kicked in, yeah!
Get the Loons! Has everybody else seen
No,
Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
Fucking Quaaludes!
Yeah, I've seen
that
it.
movie's so good.
That movie is
Get
fun.
the Loons!
I wanted to see it so bad, I missed it.
It's a lot of
It's
fun.
great.
Yeah.
It's
Since
great.
that movie hit, Quaaludes are becoming more and more
Oh,
popular
boy.
in the drug. They're coming back.
Well,
They
anyway.
look awesome.
Give it up, Quaalude. You love me again.
Yeah. Do it on a Quaalude, a Quaalude, a Quaalude. Has anybody else
That's
seen
what I was going
Scarface?
for.
No?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Give her a Quaalude. You love me again.
I've only seen parts of it. I've never
Yes,
seen the
I
whole
know.
thing.
I was trying to watch it, and you
I've done the
interrupted
worst
that
thing
movie to watch When
imaginable.
Harry Met Sally with the girl I was dating.
Ooh.
So I know why you haven't seen all of Scarface, dick.
Fired, motherfucker.
So Convoy,
Throwing shade, Colin over there, mother.
Oh, I'm fine.
Give Colin a lube, he'll love us again.
I don't know. I mean, Convoy. I think
Here's the true answer. Would you watch it again?
I would.
I would, yeah. I would
wouldn't.
too. All right, well, so that's all.
Yeah, if that's the test,
you're against it, yeah.
I don't say I'm against it. I think.
Oh, okay.
Here's what I.
Well, you can. I'm just.
If somebody else was watching it, I might sit down and watch it too, and talk to them while it was on.
Let's just change the name of the podcast to John Has Lukewarm Feelings. About movies.
It's a real lukewarm movie. I don't understand how you guys feel so strongly about it one way or another. It's just kind of like I honestly, yeah, that's kind of how I felt about this whole movie. Is that just by watching it, 2 hours had passed, and that
And
was
you're
pretty
not
much
getting
it.
those back.
Well, I don't even, that's the thing.
Well, he
They
was
just
at work, so
they went by.
Yeah.
They just they happened.
See, you watched it at work. I watched it in my own time.
Convoy happened to me. That's the best way to put it. The movie happened to me.
I think it
all
happened
right.
with me.
Yeah, I think the feelings that you guys had, that you brought along to the table,
Convoy changed my mind.
there was a back and forth. There was an investment there.
So what you're saying is that Eric and Colin were Ally McCall, and me and Chris were the waitress in the beginning.
Yeah, I
God.
think that's
Wow.
really you and Chris.
Okay.
Yikes. I think I'm more.
You said
I'm
it.
more
I
of a
didn't.
Black Widow myself. Really.
You're
Actually,
gonna cut that out, right?
no, I'm keeping that one in.
That's your cold
I'm a
open.
little curious how do you guys get unwrapped.
What?
I don't know about you, but I feel that stick was perfected in Varsity Blues. Whipped cream bikinis for me all the way.
See, I honestly did like some of the characters, though. I did. I mean, and I love the fact that Paulie had more work than just the Rocky movies. That makes me happy. That makes me feel warm inside. And I like the fact that there was a black female character that had more than 2 lines in the movie.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
In the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
For the record, she's the only one that crashes her truck, though.
Yeah,
a white
but
truck.
it was a white.
She said it herself.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
white truck.
Because the color would make a huge difference in the handling.
There was a truck that also looked kind of like Optimus Prime, so that was cool.
Yep.
That was Convoy. So I think at this point it's time for the game.
All right.
I think the person that's going to be running the game this time is going to be Eric, because Eric
Yes.
won last week and he was the one who chose Convoy.
That's right.
Now, before I automatically win because I'm awesome, I want to ask you guys a question. How do you feel about documentaries?
Love them. I was going
Yeah,
to
I'm okay with
had
them.
one in
Okay.
mind,
Yeah.
actually.
Okay, because I know that we've got a couple of rules here on John Hates Movies. We're not doing comedy specials. And we're not doing TV shows. But documentaries, everybody's okay with that?
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
Yes,
We're not doing
yeah.
As long as it's a single.
No, like yeah,
movie.
you can't do like Louis C.K. or Aziz Ansari or something.
I feel like
No,
okay. I guess
that's
it
it.
kind of makes sense. I mean,
Something-
they're good to watch, but you can't really
Yeah,
talk.
what
about
are you
it.
going to discuss? Wow, that joke was funny. Like,
Something with a
Or
Or-
in case of Dane Cook.
I
no,
really
it
hate
wasn't.
Dane Cook. You know?
Hey, you voiced over my insult to Dane Cook with an insult to Dane Cook. I like it.
I hate Dane Cook.
I hate him as well.
all right. So for the game, the only thing I could think of, obviously, was what's your trucker name? But we're not going to do that because it's way too obvious. We've already done what's your favela name. We've done this shit before. Even though Chris has the perfect trucker name in Loaded Baked Potato, we're gonna go with James's option that he texted to me, so Chris couldn't hear it. And that option is: you are a trucker. Give us your best CB jargon talk skit, looking for other truckers to help you out. So you're on your CB. You need some truckers to help you out. Let's hear it. Come on.
Oh, shit. Oh, no. I'm not going first.
So we all have our trucker names. So like I'm what was I? Oh yeah, I'm Phantom 309. Breaker 19, this is Phantom 309. I've got a smoky on my tail. Anybody out there? Come on.
Phantom 309, this is a Low Baked Potato. I see that kind of man to come up with a smoke tail. See about choke and puke on the right.
breaker.
Choke and puke.
What the fuck is that?
Choke and puke is a restaurant.
Okay.
Breaker
See, Chris is
I'm
doing-
down to the choke and puke. I got my hang down stuck in a cup of mud with a couple of sinkers. So come back.
Breaker, this is Rocktimus Rhyme. I'm down at the Choke and Puke. I got my Hall & Oates twisted up in it in my Odd Thomas with the Night of the Creep.
Oh god, I want to go back and listen to Collins again.
All right. I'm gonna.
I got a Verner's in my Viking.
I'm throwing it back out there. I've got another SOSR. Breaker 19. This is the Phantom 309. I got a smoky on my tail. Come on. Come on.
Come on.
Phantom 309, you're dead to us.
Phantom, this is giant,
Breaker
beautiful,
one.
glorious penis. I hear you out there with that smoky on your tail. Come back.
Yeah. Right. I hear you, beautiful glorious penis. This is the Phantom 309.
Phantom 309. This is a Rocktimus Rhyme with private eyes watching you. You see any bears in the air? Any squeezed by the sea?
I'm done.
Yeah, you got it. Colin,
Colin
I'm sorry, everybody else.
Colin got it.
So-
I already have to say Colin got it.
James hasn't even come on with it good yet. It's his
What was
idea.
that? Dinkers in your dunker?
I
All right.
got my hang down stuck in a cup of mud with a couple of sinkers.
Yep.
Man.
That's great.
Which actually is partial real trucker jargon.
Yeah.
Breaker
Donuts and
19,
coffee.
I'm stuck in the stall of the Choke and Puke. I've been running out of truckers' bombs, and now I'm turning this stall into a chili con carne stand.
If you need help in there, you can always count on giant, beautiful, glorious penis.
Giant, beautiful, glorious penis. I'm heading up Calumet Way. Do you know the lot lizards up there are classy? I'm looking for someone maybe just missing their front teeth. I'm looking for some lockjaw to unload this.
All right, that's enough. That's enough.
Someone with a lockjaw
James,
won't
you
give me the
lost.
goofy
James, you
toothpick.
lost.
Dude.
This is filthy. I'm ashamed to be a part of
See,
this.
James knew he was losing, so he just unloaded all of the garbage that he could.
I can't go home. My girl's got the goofy leg. Come back.
No. No more. No more. No mas. No mas.
Oh my god,
No
that
mas.
broke me. Oh,
All
that,
right. That's an over and out. I'm gonna have to give that win to beautiful, glorious penis.
Yes, sir.
Come on,
You outdid me. Yeah, that was great.
he got it. So
I
Colin,
came out spraying, but nothing stuck.
Oh no.
It's some trucker food.
okay. So Colin, do you have any thoughts? What do you want to watch next week?
The Untouchables.
Yeah, all right.
It's been a while since I've seen
I
it.
wanted to go for something that was actually more dramatic and something that in its day was known as being pretty good. I saw it when I was really young. Remember very little about it because I was honestly way too young to see it. I was like a kid when I watched it, and it's pretty serious business, if I recall correctly. And I've been looking at it on the Netflix queue for like a month, and I was just like, man, I got to revisit it. So I don't know if we'll have as divisive a podcast about it, but I thought it would be.
Oh, we could.
Yeah.
That'd be.
I remember some. I remember some scenes that
that's
are
a great,
potentially
great,
whack.
great movie.
Dude.
I like
Yeah.
the movie.
Dude, this is a very appropriate because this weekend I'm going the Chicago way.
Oh! Well,
That's
it.
His guy pulls a knife.
way.
Your guy pulls a gun. He sends your guy to the hospital. You send his guy to the morgue. That's the Chicago way.
yeah.
So that's the one. It's
Cool.
The Untouchables.
Awesome.
Wow.
I'm excited because I haven't watched that movie in a
Yeah,
couple
me neither.
years.
So, that's it, folks. Or next week, you're going to be hearing our review of The Untouchables.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on, big
No,
glorious
you
penis.
This is the band.
You gotta end it with over and out.
You can listen to our podcast on iTunes, the Stitcher app, or directly on our website. Feel free to send us a movie review suggestion. You'll have an equal chance of getting chosen for next week's movie review. You can reach us through social media, either by liking our Facebook page, John Hates Movies, or following our Twitter at John Hates Movies. Our music was composed by Kevin MacLeod. You can find this track and many more on his website, incompetech.com. Thanks for listening, and tune in next week to hear someone say... I was just reading things in my room, so...
I knew it. I was like, he's just doing that thing that he does, like naming guilds in World of Warcraft, where he just looks at books on his shelves or his music collection.